Oh man, you're in the yellow. Oh well. So I
Yeah,
actually think I'm
I'm
going
also
to
bringing up my
stuff.
what? What was that?
I'm going to redo the opening and ending credits at some point in time here in the next few weeks or so. Now that I'm done with issue one, now I got to catch up with all the other things that I was going to do. Because a couple of things I feel like it's a little loud, so I'm going to try to haul it
I
back a little bit.
I feel like it's very loud.
Yeah, so I'm going to haul
So
it back. Um, and then I also want to add like the end credits. We're missing your dad's name. We should add that, unless you have an objection.
no, I don't.
My dad's name is in the end credits. Your dad's name should be in the end credits. Lost them both. So, and I also, if you're wondering who that Mark person is, that's one of my original Tamerlan buddies who followed me, and he was a RAF guy from England, from the UK. And I just picked him up off of a Star Trek forum someday, and he became a big fan of Tamerlan for years and years and years. But he was terminally ill, and he has passed. And I feel sad. And he was a good guy and a decent artist too. He had some great art he did. And and so he has passed on. That's just sad. So, so there we go. Hello, it's time for another amazing stream from the Quacked Up Artists at Quasar Art Collective.
Yay!
Are you synchronizing? You're synchronized. Okay. I've been waiting for my laptop to synchronize before I reopen the comic.
Sweet. That that pushed out. That's awesome. Did it push out here?
No, everything. Sorry, dude. Proceed. My deepest apologies.
You are speeding up really badly.
Am I? Or are you slowing down?
I mean, that's always a possibility. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Right? Reality is twisted. What do we know of reality? Do not speak of reality. All right. So, what do you think of my new cover design?
I
They
haven't
settled
seen
again.
it yet. And you still sound like a chipmunk to me.
I am a chipmunk. Come on, man. I'm not the
Because
storyteller here, so I'm not sure what the story is. I'm at 10 of 10. I'm green. However, the last time that we had this distortion thing, you said the same thing, and I was at 10 of 10, and I literally brought it up on my phone, and it was me, not you. So I am
check
more
your
than willing to believe that it's on my side.
check your phone. Because you are doing squirrel really badly.
I am always a squirrel. Checking the phone. It's funny that it doesn't give me notifications that I'm broadcasting. Let's see what I sound like now.
You're still squirrel to me.
It's better than being dead to you. It's not broken up. So here.
I like how the first couple of minutes is just us trying to figure out what's going on with.
Right? Now you're a squirrel, but only because I rerouted it. Okay, I'm going to leave and come back then, because that's definitely me.
Okay, and I'll try after you come back. I will reload as well.
I'll be back in a sec. There we go. How do I sound now?
Ah, you sound perfect.
Sweet. Well, then don't touch anything. Because you sound perfect, I sound perfect, so touch nothing. Touch nothing!
I'm touching nothing!
Hands up! So, anyway, you were, by the way, correct. It waited a day before it knocked me on my butt, and I went to sleep and slept for 100 zillion hours.
Yeah, that's what I noticed that the vaccine does.
However, I caught up on a lot of sleep, so now I'm kind of like, maybe I should go get vaccinated every week so I can just catch up on the sleep.
Hey, Doc, I'm here for my dose.
Right? Like, just hit me up.
The doctor's just like, what are you?
It's not what we're supposed to be doing with this. All right, so the only problem I have, I don't like where the ship is like coming out. It's not balanced well. That's probably better. Anyway. What do you think, oh, fellow artist of mine? I'm trying to go for a more simple design, but I'm having a problem with the ship.
Look at that. I thought you posted that image on Facebook.
I did.
Let me see
I
if I
have
can
moved
get
the ship since then. So just so you're aware, I have moved the ship. I am moving elements around.
Because right now it's coming out of her throat and it looks really weird.
Well, earlier it was coming out of her forehead. So I put it up. So I was trying to figure out whether that's worse. Oh, man, what do I do?
The first one where it's coming out of her forehead is giving me FLCL vibes with the robot.
Mm-hmm. something like this, we could do as well. If I continue to, imagine I continued all the way to the bottom, obviously. In fact, I will just do that now so we can take a look at it. Nothing like Footy Cootie vibes to make your life, strange. See where I'm heading on this one, sort of highlighting the banding here like it's a stripe. Especially if you think that for standard comic books, this would be down here. It's just manga, it's up here, but for the standard comics, it would be down here.
Hang on, I'm looking up a lot of Macross covers right now.
Yep, you're like, let's do the Macross covers. That's fair.
I'm starting out right at the very.
Macross tends to be. It's like you move this over. That actually might not. That might not be bad right there. I need to make it here, so it's not.
Robotech?
Well, okay, so I'll show you the cover this is inspired by. This is the cover that I started with, that I'm inspired by, right?
Okay.
Because you understand that the reason this is cool is because Criminal Underworld, if you flip it upside down, that's the penguin's head.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I see it.
Which is kick butt and nifty and a great. Oh yeah, you can't see it because it's moved over. There we go. It's the penguin's head underneath it. So flipping it around, it says Criminal Underworld and upside down, but that's kind of nifty, right? Hey, Chibi Melon. Looking kind of like, like this, which is sort of this also.
Melon, how you doing?
You're using some of that negative space sort of stuff. That's kind of where I'm headed over here, is trying to use some of that negative space stuff.
So, Chibi Melon is another artist from the streamer I've been watching lately, who's Queen Tesserisa.
Nice.
And
welcome to the stream.
She invited me onto her Discord, and I have been very enjoying it. So, welcome to Quasar. That's my buddy Guy over there. He does a comic called Bellatrix Rising, and he is getting ready to release his first issue of it.
They fill everything. And we're working on the cover, and I'm trying to kind of figure out my negative space thing here. Because I think if I were to do this, Where it was not working so well. Take this logo and tonal correction and verse gradient. Nope, that's not it. Hello. Missing something here.
Yeah, I'm looking up a lot of covers right now, trying to get you. Because having it come out of her throat isn't great. I like the idea of it being two silhouettes, but I don't think ship silhouette is strong enough.
I can make it bigger.
Well, no, the way you have it, I would almost want this cover to be choose a silhouette. Either have the ship in silhouette behind her, or have her in silhouette behind the ship. But have one detailed and one not. And the one not should be very, it should pop, you know.
I'm kind of following.
Like,
what you think, Chibi? I'm open to anything. Mostly because if it doesn't feel right, I still won't do it. So don't worry, you can't offend me. Well, I mean, unless you say it's a horrible thing altogether, then I'll just working on animated events. I hear what you're saying. I don't know if I can go with it. I mean, because you're saying put one of them in with like full features. For example, put in her eyes and ears and all of that. Yes.
if I had to go with her, yes. And then have the ship in silhouette in the background. But actually, my thought is keep her in silhouette and make the ship detailed in front of her.
Okay, well, you know what's the wonderful thing about this is it's not like it'll kill us to do that.
Is it really sad that I'm now going through like Galaxy Express 3.9 and
No,
Captain Harlock?
all of these things are beautiful things in my book. I don't know why you think that was weird.
Here we go. This is kind of what I was thinking. Again, this is way more detailed, but you can kind of get the idea I was going for. Let me bring this up. See, kind of like that.
Putting like Queen Emeraldus in front of the Queen Emeraldus.
Yeah, but if you look at it, the Emeraldus is not as detailed. It's kind of silhouetted, and then she's really detailed in front of it. And like you could do where,
Oh, he should be in the shower. Is he not in the shower? Is he done with the shower? He should be done with the shower.
He's done with the show.
Oh, okay, well then he can.
Is he fine?
Yeah, but he needs to get to bed by 11. Actually, maybe he should wind down now because he was up until 3 or 4. Sorry, dadding. Yeah, I see what you're saying on that one. And I mean, even if I were to look at, say, Macross, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is just Mikimoto being Mikimoto and being, you know, the amazing master of all things that he is, because I will always be. It's just the characters and the title on a white background.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not complicated. It's a beautiful rendering. I also like the back.
I like the back too. It's nice.
Which just has the RDF logo. But I feel like though that's really cool, my biggest problem is that's not what I was headed for with the silhouettes. Like I said, I was heading into this realm with these double silhouette things. And maybe it's too early for this. Right. Maybe it's too early for this. I actually had a feeling in my head that there should be a series of these that all semi-match. And they should all be the Tonkobans. So like this one is in, because the blue is the same as the inset blue of the uniform, and this back blue is the same as the regular part of the uniform. So I could then do all the other characters, like I could have Mayrel, and in Mayrel this would be that light green, that sea green, which would be her offset and her silhouette. And maybe put the princess in here. But maybe this is just too early. Maybe this is not the time for this one. Because we do have a number of other
Also,
shots.
did you mean to make that whole screen go away?
Yeah. Awesome. You got other views of this. Thank you for reminding me. Like I've got this beautiful, massive shot of the Kittiwake here. It's huge. And like coming right at us.
Now, see, that would be a hell of a shot for a comic.
Right. And maybe if we were to take her, put her on top like so. I see what you're saying here. Let's take out that stripe. Well, the problem is her wings, but still, like we can move like that.
Now, see, that's a lot better.
I can move this to here-ish, so that at least it's not coming out of her mouth.
Because now you have a contrast.
Mm-hmm.
Before you had two competing elements. Now you have a contrast.
There we go. Maybe more like that. Yeah, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I actually can move her over even more now. Move Chang over. She can take up a lot more of this. Because I feel like, you know, if at least get the Kittiwake out of the gutter at the bottom. There we go. Yeah, okay. I dig. I'm on board. I don't think that's the Kittywake's true colors, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, the only problem is now Chang has a beard. Let's fix that. So maybe more like so. Pull her back like so, halfway across.
But remember, what's weird to you won't necessarily be weird to the viewers
I
because
think the viewers love the ship too. Agreed.
they haven't met Chang yet.
Right.
So having that kind of mystery and showing the ship, hey, suddenly this is a space comic.
I can do that for graphic design. Yeah, yeah. This is a space comic, and you can tell there's a big flapping spaceship right in the smack middle of this. I agree. Good call, Chibi. Balanced. Fine. Balanced.
See, Chibi, if you ever start doing comic art, we can help you.
We suffer.
So here you doing the VTuber animation, and it is beautiful stuff. And I really wish I could help you more.
Makes sense. Okay. Because I think you're both in agreement that putting the ship on here helps a whole lot.
Yeah, it makes it really pushes it out that it's a space comic.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. We'll have to figure out what to do about it whenever we get to Tankobon size because it's now in full comic size and maybe the title can move. Maybe I should maybe put Momentary Ghost Part 1 up here when we get to Tankobon size because that's this line right there. So we put her into complicated, but not impossible. Okay, I'm good. Call that. And then on the back,
Oof, oof, I feel ya.
like, man, still bitter, still angry.
Yeah, Guy is a survivor of the Photoshop and Illustrator.
Yeah. I'm still going to need to come up with a better um, blurb.
Hi, Patsy. How's it going?
Oh, Patsy's here.
We're doing good, Patsy. We're making it through our days and
Into our night. What?
and into the night.
I had to come up with a better blurb than this, but it works for right now. We'll come up with. Yeah, it's very intense drawing. It's very furry.
Yes. This is for the Western that I'm working on right now.
Any day where we're working on art is a good day. So Patsy, we are, look at that, only one page is red, which is so cool. Everything else is patched in.
Yeah, it's a good day when you can work.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I'm having a problem. Okay, Patsy, now you have to help us with this. The problem is from a distance, the white isn't balanced. To make the white balanced, we have to do this. Right? Because if you look at it from like here, you see what I mean? From a, like, if you think about this from seeing it on the shelf from across the room, where it was here, it just looks off balance. But bringing it up here puts it smack in the middle of her face. And so we have to decide what we're doing about that. I mean, are we okay with this? Maybe this is actually okay. Maybe I make this smaller. The lower placement, says Chibi. I mean, in its entirety, up close, it looks better. I know, I keep moving. Sorry, Patsy. we are trying to figure this out because my problem is from a distance, if you see it from across the room, there's a white blotch up at the top, a white blotch at the bottom, and it looks unbalanced. And the graphic designer in me has a problem with that. However, as we were saying before, if I move this up so it's balanced, it's in the middle of her mouth, the silhouette in the background. And that's the problem. I'm now kind of trying to figure out what's my design problem. Really, maybe, like I said, maybe we can just bring this up just enough that it's not in her mouth anymore. Like that. And the graphic design still fits. And maybe that's the answer? What do you think, Brian? Okay, I'm getting there. It's just slow.
Yeah, I like that.
What do we think, Chibi, Patsy? I think this is survivable. I think this will hold. Yeah, it's kind of like this is the lesser of two evils on this one. Is what I'm thinking. I know that Chibi was saying lower placement, but I'm thinking of you walking into the comic store and seeing it across the room. You're not going to see the silhouette right off of that. Let's zoom back out. Because see, that's much more balanced from like across the room. Make the text pop. I'm with that. We can see what we can do about making it, because the text does vanish. Although Bellatrix Rising is readable from here, yeah, not from your screen, because from my screen it looks like that. You can kind of see Bellatrix Rising. But yeah, the biggest problem is this stuff vanishes. Well, first things first, I'm going to patch. So I don't have to. Yeah. You're right. I think also the text popping is good too, but then I'm feeling like we've plausibly complicated it. Let's see. Yeah, the nerd wants to see the spaceship. I get that. I mean, we are who we are. In the end, that's what all the Trekkies want too. All the Trekkies are going to want that. I'll give it a 2-point outline, maybe. Just don't want that to. I don't want it to chatter. comics imprint is so dirty. Really could have done a better job than this. I mean, but let's be realistic. I designed this comics imprint in like 1993 or 94. I'm lucky it still exists. It's because I was still using it back then. I've been using this logo for a very long time. So Patsy and I go back to the old BDS days when this fox was my avatar. Just like you still use can.
Yeah.
That's what I'm still pulling from back in the day is my fox. All right. So I put a small amount that whole header was one. Does that help any or not? However, the change in the imprint logo. Yeah, I know, right? That's all right. I took to that one too. I was okay with that. He seemed to think it was a kitty, but with that snout, I can't figure out how he ever got there. So on this one, you'll notice here, this is the Stars of Orion, with one star actually sparkling. And the star that's sparkling is, you'll be shocked, it's Bellatrix. Oh, did you hear that in 2019, Betelgeuse spewed out some kind of horrible cosmic explosion that was picked up actually by our ground telescopes? That was kind of cool news. All right. I don't know. I kind of... Good old Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse is toast by the time we get to this era, because I don't think Betelgeuse has much time left. I think Betelgeuse is just about to become its own little nebula.
I thought there was something about it going supernova.
Yeah, it's about that time. It's right at the end of its little world. So it's a big enough star that it'll definitely go supernova. We'll see it. We'll see it. But of course, that's one of the cool things about my story. Whereas Betelgeuse? Betelgeuse is the other shoulder. So this is Bellatrix of Orion, and this is Betelgeuse right here. Where is it in my story? I'll show you in the map because I have maps and I'm not afraid to use them.
Or tell him about you.
Right? We just don't tell Brent about it because Brent will kill me a lot. That's not very good. It's not on this one. It is. It's on this one. So if you look here in the human control zone, we're here, right? This is where the Commonwealth is. This is where the Unity is. This is where Moment is on the other side of the wall. And then this big red blotch is the end of the road for where Betelgeuse was. And the Pleiades is right here. And the thing about the Pleiades is it's part of the reason why this bubble opened up, this birthing bubble here. So we call this the local bubble or the local supershell. So in Bellatrix's story, it has already blown up. And what it's doing is it depends on where you are on what they call the Betelgeuse light line. There's a line that's moving through the galaxy. And if you're on one side of the line and look at Betelgeuse, it's a star. If you move to the other side of the line, it's an exploded star. And it's because the explosion is moving across the galaxy at the speed of light. So the light line is actually right about here, give or take. So the beehive has already seen it exploded, but only the back stars on the other side of the wall zone, the exclusion zone, have seen it in the Unity. Only a few stars have seen it in the Unity. However, since we all have faster than light spacecraft, people are hopping back and forth across that line all the time. So there's even tours where you're flying along and the ship then decides to dodge this way across the line, so you watch the star explode, and then it tops back the other direction and you watch the star go and suck back in again. So you got these like tour ships that'll move back and forth across the light line. And when they do, they watch the star explode, then they watch it suck back in, then explode again, and suck back in. It is the most observed supernova ever. It's just stuff that I thought of while putting this together. Something I've never seen in another science fiction thing is, the fact that no matter what, a star's explosion is going to happen at the speed of light. And if you have faster than light starships, no matter what you do, you can hop back and forth across the light line. So and this is like our local area, and that's it. Like, seriously, this whole zone constitutes only this section. Where is it? Right here. This square right there in the galaxy.
We're just a teeny tiny speck about the size of Mickey Rooney.
Yep. You're pretty good on it too. And looking at it through the human local zone, which is just this little section right here, boy, it's amazing how huge the freaking galaxy is. It's massive. Which reminds me, the next thing I want to do is work on this.
All right, Patsy, see you in a bit.
See you in a bit. I actually have something else up on my screen, so I didn't see Patsy going, so I'm glad you said something.
Spell whistle. I didn't, but that is certainly a funny image to get when you do whistle.
What?
Oh, I was checking the spelling of a word, and it
Welcome back.
brought up instead of bringing up the definition of the word like I would expect it to, it brought up a video
Whoa.
that is quite risque, and I wasn't expecting that for whistle.
Gotcha. I have to admit, you would. I.
Hi, Chibi. Welcome back.
And oh, well, that's good. Flo Rida wrote the song "Whistle," which is very suggestive, which makes me think that Patsy knows what we're talking about.
Okay. Well, that wasn't quite what I wanted it to do.
What does what say? What's the phrase? What's on this thing. I may change it. I don't know. Oh, you can't read it. Here, I'll put it full screen. Let's see. If I can get switched over. Can you read it now? I can read it to you if you want, but I'd love it if other people are looking at it too, because then if they look at it, then maybe we'll get people to know, nah, that's stupid. Don't ever do that. Okay. Okay. So,
Okay, good. I'm on the right layer.
I guess it must be the right thing to do. So, moving and powerful is what I was headed for. So, if that's what you're getting, then we're good. Are you on the right layer? Because I have a thing.
Yes, I'm on the right layer.
I added this new one, by the way, which does this, which is, we say, we're quacking up stream issues. So, so if we need to, we can put that up there for all those times where we're like, what the hell? Excuse me. I had a little red spider last night coming down right here, right in front of my monitor. So I grabbed the spider web and took her over here and left her over here. And now I have a whole bunch of little teeny red spiders on my monitor. I'm like, did you have to lay eggs here? I mean, go up there. If you're up there, that's where all the bugs are. See, I like spiders because spiders kill bugs, and I am horribly, horribly entomophilic. So, the more bugs they kill, the better I am. I'd even allow like those big huntsman spiders in here if I thought that they would kill all the bugs.
It definitely feels like the old day of me doing this, where I'm doing everything all at once.
Yeah. Yeah, I have, for most of my life, had a no-kill policy on all creatures, and that includes insects, much to my chagrin. So I don't even kill insects, even though they do not make me happy. I like putting Easter eggs in. The stuff where once you've
What's
gotten
up?
into the story, you'll understand what I'm doing here.
What's up?
I said I like putting Easter eggs in. So
Oh,
I'm putting
yeah.
Easter eggs right here. And this Easter egg will only make sense at the end of the story. And it won't make sense now. And I'm not explaining it to anybody. Which means if I should die, you guys
Then
are all
no
going
one
to
will know what this means.
curse me at my grave. You're like, I know there's some meaning behind that. We'll never know. It does make me
Yeah.
uncomfortable. That's that's been, gosh, that's been my, since I was a teenager, that's been a hard and fast rule. Used to make my mom really mad because she, there's a spider, kill the spider. And I'm like, I'm not going to kill the spider. But it's a spider. And so I'd go fuss with it, take it outside, and, not messing with the spider. Boy, some of my more dramatic arguments with mom were because of me not killing things. But it extends outward now. I feel like it's part of the reason why I'm trying to figure out why people do things and understand their logic rather than just assume that they are falling off the bandwagon or whatever, gone and totally bonkers. Because what I'm discovering is that, usually it's some kind of weird miscommunication. And I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I'm totally willing to admit that. But the more I learned about history, the more I learned that wars generally started because one person didn't understand another person. There you go. I'm on the wrong doodly wop. I should be on this doodly wop. Now you can see things better. Misunderstanding seems to be at the source of a lot of things. Friends, Kane's back. And he has the secret to the air shield.
Yes. What did I miss?
I was kissing the nurse.
Ah.
Oh, the background music's migraine friendly. Always a plus, seeing as how you're suffering from migraines. So I'm all about that.
Yeah, I turned down the music so it wasn't quite as in your
Impressive. Yeah, actually, when we finish with the show, Patsy, you should disconnect before the end credits because I think both the opening and end credits are way too loud. So we'll give you warning before we roll out so you can disco. Disco.
Yeah, also you were a bit on the loud side too tonight,
Well,
guy.
I can turn me down.
I've been turning you down.
Holy cow, yeah. Like I'm down to 21. Holy crap. Yeah, that's fair. I can actually turn myself down here too. I mean, I can turn myself down on the master if you want me to.
It's up to you. I was trying to, because
Yeah,
I have headphones on and you were blasting my ears out, and I even had to turn you down on my end.
Yar. Well, we should at some point in time experiment because my microphone is right here. It's just off the. So, of course, the problem with the microphone is that when I get down here and draw, I'm closer to the microphone than I walk over here and I'm further away from the microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're actively doing that because I can't hear it clearly. I'm going to remaster our opening and ending credits so that they're quieter. I'm going to remaster the opening and ending credits anyway. So I ordered a thing to go right here because all I've got here is the table edge, and it's very rough. But I ordered a mat, and the mat is of an Akira class starship, and it's the MSD. The Akira class is this guy here. It's the MSD for this ship. And the MSD is what you see in Star Trek in the back of the back of the bridge, or in the engineering deck, which shows sort of a cross section of all the ship with all of its little decks and everything and all the things in it.
Oh, okay.
All the that's called the MSD. It's called the Master Systems Display. So it's showing what the main systems of the starship. But I've got this large. It's like a big mouse pad. It's wide, super wide mouse pad, and it's just the MSD of an Akira class. And I'm like, you know what? I dig that. I'm into Akira class. It's my favorite ship, obviously, since I have her over there. So I was like, I'll put that right here, and that should give this a little bit of buffer. Same website had an Orville T-shirt, which had the Orville and the TriView. And I'm like, I'll get that, because I don't think I have any Orville shirts. Orville is now on Disney Plus. For all of you who have Disney Plus, you should be watching that too. All right.
Okay, not quite what I wanted, but at least it's better than what I thought I was gonna get.
I'm not really seeing any splashes in here. It's mostly because there's splashes. Weird. Speaking of geekdom, I saw the hardbacked Junji Ito books. They were hardback, yeah. I mean, with the big omnibuses. I don't know if they were hardback now that I think about it. I think they were hardback. Cat's Eye Recon. All right, let's look over here. Clearly, we don't do splashes anymore. Yeah, that's a splash. It's almost like draw your own splash page. What are we doing here? Why are we not? So many draw your own splash pages that, hey, draw it on the other page too.
Yeah.
He's looking at me. because he's kind of doing full page. He does these full page mix sort of pages like this, which are kind of cool. But I see what he's kind of doing. It's all right. I know who knows how to do splashes. If anybody knows splashes, it's Yukito Kishiro. To be fair, I'm kind of feeling like Mars Chronicles splashes might be a little creepy. I'm just poking around for inspiration. I'm going to try to do that slash. Yeah. That's a cool splash. This is Mars. This is my world. Now that we've been talking about turning my volume down the entire time, I'm now feeling like self-conscious and like I should be quiet. It's very funny.
Oh, that's wrong. That is so wrong. Oh my god. Um, so Onion has a headline because it's the Onion.
Mm-hmm. I am looking through my morgue, so you'll have to read it to me. As in, I'm willing.
Mar-a-Lago assistant manager wondering if anyone is coming to collect nuclear briefcase from Lost and Found.
Ouch. It's pretty brutal.
Wow.
is this? Yeah, I'm like, man, Gundam's got some good stuff. I always feel a little bit awe whenever we talk about Gundam. I mean, legitimately Gundam. With all the pictures around here of actual Golly, it's funny how the video of Golly, she looks kind of weird in unless you look at Golly, all the pictures of Golly around her. Like, yeah, she doesn't look that weird. This one's good. I just absolutely adore the fact that she bothers to wear clothes. A, they get burned off, blown off, exploded off. B, she's got nothing under there that would be sexual in any way. And she's armored all the way up. And so it cracks me up that she keeps putting clothes on. I mean, I get it whenever she's trying to look cute. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it cracks me because, like, in this particular image, she just pretty much got everything blown off of her in this particular battle. It's fine. She's just standing there in what's left of her shorts. That's all that's left on her. I get it. She's trying to look cute. I appreciate that.
And human.
And human. Okay, so maybe. Speaking of not looking human, or looking cute. high heels. Well, I appreciate that. I don't. It's nice to hear somebody say that because, of course, this is one of my imposter syndrome spots where I get into this. I'm just tracing. I'm a worthless artist, sort of like. And I always end up in a loop. So it's nice to hear anything positive. Thank you. And that weird loop. Not a good artist because I just trace. It's a strange place to be in.
Yeah.
And I know it. Like I said, I can draw these just fine. It just takes a lot longer. Should have put the pencils in here. Let's see. Let's see what kind of trouble that causes. First of all, it runs you right over, clean over. There you go. Jesus God. Wow. Okay, stand by for render. Yep, that's exactly what happens every time. I always think that one of the biggest curses of ADD for me is that I am attracted to details, and ADDers are not terribly good at details. It's one of the things that makes me the maddest. And I think about like how much I love all the little details and widgets and all these uniforms, and then I'm not good at remembering to put all the details and widgets in the uniforms. Which is, of course, another reason I use them in kits, because they make it easy for me to remember all the widgets and details on the uniforms.
Yeah, because they're automatically there.
Yeah. But it's one of those horrible dichotomies, ironies, whatever you want to call it, in life. We're often very attracted to detail, and we're often really lousy at putting in detail. appreciate that. We'll call you Last. That works. How you doing, Last? Welcome to the stream.
Welcome, welcome.
And I appreciate you telling us that, because you're right, we would have come up with all kinds of things. Put that up on the screen.
I didn't mean to, but apparently we can do that.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Where are you calling in from, Last? I'm from the 80s. You're always calling in from a place. It's just the way it is. I hope Last stayed connected. Kentucky. Yeah. My real good buds from Louisville. He's actually from Louisville, so he the way he says it is, he says, imagine putting a whole bunch of marbles in your mouth and then saying Louisville. So, not a native, that's right. You're originally from New Orleans. That's cool. NOLA. Good old NOLA. So, I'm working on my comic called Bellatrix Rising, and I am finishing up issue 1 right now. And Can is working on a comic, which I will let Can talk about because I don't need to introduce Can's comic.
It's a Western anthro comic that I'm doing for the Hive Network challenge. You know, create a 4-page comic for the summer. So that is this one. I normally do a magical girl comic called Armageddon Divinity, and that one is currently not on hiatus, but it's doing really long.
Yep.
I've got several hundred pages. Well, I have over 100 pages for it. So
because Can is somewhat insane.
yeah.
But lovably so.
And I drive people mad with that.
With your speed. I am using a whole bunch of techniques to speed myself up, not the least of which is using 3D.
See, I know it is. I know it is Louisville. When I was living in the South, my brother actually was stationed at Fort Knox, so we learned that pronunciation.
I find that always interesting. There's a Louisville, Colorado, which is actually up near where Caen is. So, being a Coloradan, I grew up all the time with that city being pronounced Louisville, right? And so, the first time I started running into people from Kentucky, I'm like, I don't even know how you spell. I don't know what city you're talking about because it's two different cities. And that buddy of mine who's from Louisville, he has a real problem with that because now, of course, he lives here in Denver, and he has to mentally stop and say Louisville. Like he has to come to a complete stop to say Louisville because it's a different city. It's not the same place, and he has to remember that. It's very funny. See, my family's from Houston, and so speaking of funny pronunciations, strange pronunciations, it took me a long time to get New Orleans straight. And now I have a buddy who's literally from the Ninth Ward, and she calls it NOLA. I kind of like that, so I've been trying to pick up on NOLA and just try to remember NOLA, which for elephants, rhinos, I never remember things. Names are hard, so I try. And now I've got a number of people who are from New Orleans proper. Oh yeah. Yep. That's what Troy's from too, military family. Same thing. But he stayed in Louisville for quite a while. That was their when they were done with the military. They went back home to Louisville. That makes sense. Maybe. Sorry. Biased. Right. Speaking of though, last yeah, I figured it was a trend of some sort. I heard Nollins. Man, I've heard that one a lot. Are you signaling me? Hang on, guys. Yeah, chest box. Excellent. Is it split open like this? Yeah, that's shed claws. That's why they do the cracks. That's what he's doing. He's trying to pull the claws, build a new claw underneath. He wants to pull the white claw off. But you're going to find a lot of claws because he's a polydactyl.
5 minutes remain.
I've got 5 minutes left. Yeah, if you hear Nolans, that was definitely a dead giveaway. I had a Cajun uncle, and that was the first thing I learned. Because, of course, I thought it was cool, you know. Here I am in Colorado, and so we all thought that was a nifty thing to call it Nolans. And then I had a Cajun uncle, and he's like, it's not called Nolans. It was particularly funny. Good night, Patsy. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're heading off to Patsy's out in Arizona, but that's still you're still in sync with us, aren't you, Patsy? Before you go, like it's 11:56.
Yeah, because she's on Arizona time.
Last, because Last is out there at 2 a.m. now. Being on old Eastern time. And we get to switch and get off of time switching. I'm so excited. I'm so over switching my clocks. Well, then we will see you later, Patsy. Oh, so you're in Central, so it's actually only 1 a.m. there. Same with Houston. Good night. Well, good news is you can hang with us for a little while longer, because we're going to call it in a minute here. However, we meet every night for the most part, although not always, because this is volunteer. So sometimes we're sick or whatever. I had my COVID booster, and for some bizarre reason, it just knocked me out completely 2 days ago. So there's just nobody there. So I went to sleep, slept for a long time. I was like, man, I was making the joke that maybe I should go back and get the booster more often because I slept really well. I'm notorious for having really bad sleeping habits. So pretty exciting for me.
There we go.
The kiddo just came in and alerted me that he'd found a George claw in his bed, and I had to explain the cats shed claws. I also had to explain that since George is polydactyl, he will shed a lot of claws in his day. That's seven paws on his seven fingers, if you will. There we go. I feel like I should merge these two together before I... Yes, I should. And then outline the whole mess. too
Well,
much.
it is midnight.
It is, but I'm almost done with this, so I'm going to hold for just a second longer, just long enough to finish this, because I think if I just leave this like this, that's actually pretty decent as far as splash to put to the end of that section. All right.
Actually, that page turned out pretty decently for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's party can. Woo!
Oh, all right.
I can't tell whether last is coming in on yours or my stream because it's we both have one viewer on each on Twitch, so that's kind of funny.
I think it's on your side.
I think you might be too. Well, last, like I said, we're about to close up the stream because it's midnight, but we will be back again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and we broadcast until 11, and that's Mountain Time, so that'd be 10 to noon your time. And then I don't broadcast on Friday night, but sometimes Can does. So
Yeah. So if I'm feeling frosty, I'll do it at night on Fridays.
Yeah.
I try to.
If not, my D&D game is Saturday night, so there's no way Saturday, but I might be back Sunday night. So this is my last stream for the night. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us, my friend. And we will see you at some future date. Please feel free to join us anytime. And I'm going to make sure to warn Patsy if she's still connected. I don't think she is. I think she's bailed. But yeah, our end credits are louder. I'm gonna have to remix the end credits. So turn down your volume before we go out to end credits. And I will see you guys later. Thanks for hanging with me, Brian. I'll see you, and I'll see you later. And
See ya.
bye.
Bye.